Hey, this week all eyes have been down on the Space Coast because Artemis 2 is on its way around the moon after a successful launch of SLS. But that's really like Lewis and Clark sort of heading out to the west to map things before the trains come through. Starbase here, building the trains. That's like a little Constantinople wagon. I guess they didn't have it. Did Lewis and Clark have a Constantinople wagon? I don't know. Anyways, it all ties together, HLS related. But here's some cladding going up on top of Pad 2's tower, getting installed on this. I always want to do like an intro and like tell you what's going on, and then it's like, nah, bam, right to the first clip. No time for intros. That's okay. It's a Starbase summary. We'll see that big crane lift little cladding pieces up. They're really sort of up-armoring that. Can I call it that? Up-armoring the top of the tower? Looks like it's got some ventilation spaces so you don't get any pressure differentials. Guys, there's a guy hanging off the side of that tower there. Look at that. Wow. Is that wood? Are those like 2x6s in a little X pattern? What the heck? Hey, this is a really cool shot, Caesar. I guess you do what you got to do to get up there. But that's I was a little surprised to see the crisscrossy in the 2x6, 2x8s. I don't know, whatever they were. They looked like wooden planks he was standing on. In any event, hey, there's the moon somewhere out there. What is that, March 31st? Okay, no. There wasn't anybody going around the moon yet on March 31st. We were April 1st when we got that launched because I had a very creative intro to the stream there. Wow. I guess we're just going in. Apparently, Colleen getting some shots of the moon there. How cool is that? That's a really nice shot. It's a really nice video, actually. There's just still lunar features here. I guess we're just keeping with the theme here. Caesar getting a shot of Pad 2's quick disconnect arm. Ship quick disconnect arm. I can't see in this shot. There were some disconnected hoses in there, but I don't know from this angle. Can I see them in there? I don't know if in this lighting the moon is like hitting your eye right now. Like the rest of the song. Hey, look, tower venting. Those are interesting vents. Those look like, are those frosty pipes in the middle? And then that's a white frosty pipe there on the lower left, and it's got sort of a little trident. Yeah, there you go. Look at that. Lock supply running to ship QD, and you can tell that it's cold because of the way that it is. Look at the ice coming off of it. Look at the ice forming on it, I guess. How cool is that? And you got this little trident pitchfork thing that sort of looks like it's put together with PVC pipe from Home Depot, but I don't think it is. Well, I can't see it anymore, but... oh, no kidding. Look at that. Is that intentional from that curvy pipe there? What do y'all think? It's definitely sort of, wow. That is some good catch, Colleen. That's some significant venting occurring there. Look at this. Oh, it looks like it would be so relaxing. So calming to like stand in the NASA spaceflight. Not responsible for, please don't asphyxiate yourself. Although if this is LOX venting, please don't set yourself on fire unexpectedly. Look at that. You get in a high oxygen environment and things that were not as flammable before become very flammable if you just douse them in higher concentrations of oxygen. So not safe. As refreshing as it may look, not safe to hang out in clouds of things that are not atmosphere. Not well understood. Not well understood by you is the way we should say it. Look at this. We got another Deluge Test going, just the bottom test here. We keep talking about it. You got the top deck, then you got the bottom deck. Got a little rainbow action there. I think the word I was looking for was deck, not tech, but y'all know what I meant. I've been seeing quite a few of those Deluge Tests coming through. Some shots of the Pad 2 Chopsticks. Person for scale up there wearing the red / its orange shirt. The shorty Chopsticks continue to look weird to me. Oh, we got a blue shirt, too. Huh. It's almost got ourselves a away team. Not quite. Not really. But it's still, every time I see them, they look small because I grew up on, wow, the big traveling block. I grew up on Pad 1, right? That's what sort of like ingrained. So many flights from Pad 1 ingrained into your brain. And every time I see these, I'm like, man, this looks a little off. So we got a cool nighttime shot with Caesar. Is that going to be the moon in the very background there? We just got a wider lens on. Maybe? I don't know. It looks really small, but, you know, lenses, how do they work? I'm thinking because there were so many shots of the moon earlier. Like, is that what's in the sky there? But I guess I could go verify that somewhere. There's that air separation unit. It's starting to look like a grain elevator with those diagonal parts. It really looks nothing like a grain elevator. They're round. They're typically silver. Sometimes they have little building parts that look like this on top, but all I really know about them is that's where I had to go to pick up the 500 gallons of diesel in the trailer for the tractors when I worked on the farm. So, yeah, it's not really anything like a grain elevator. Just like if you glance at it, the diagonals, it looks like the little auger pipes that are at the co-op elevators. There's Starhopper. Really quickly, got some, what is that? That's a temporary building in the background. Got some COPs, and then the reflection of the blinking tower in the middle of Hopper there. That's what's going on there. Very cool. Gonna get some shots of the Megabunker here. Nice. Not a lot. I mean, there's some landscaping. It's nice and painted black there in front of it. We're still doing some work. We have a little hole in the wall there, but it looks like they're working on the concrete or the pavement there, or the curb perhaps. In any event, going back to March 29th on this one. Gateway to Mars. I do apologize for pointing out the spacing problems with these letters, because now that's all I can see. I'm sure that's all some people can see if you're sensitive to kerning for fonts. Jeez. In any event, I guess they just put their thumb up and said, like, yeah, that's where the A goes. There's some more cladding. We have that special lifting structure there on the crane that supports the cladding from multiple angles. Let's keep it under control. It's at multiple angles. It's the panel bar 100 7132 edition model serial number. I don't know what that is. It's just straight up called the panel bar. You don't need to come up with some dumb name for it. Just call it what it is. Like, it's a bar for panels. There's a panel awaiting lifting by the panel bar, I guess. We're going to see this in action. Okay. Panel bar comes around, scoots over. It almost looks like it's lined up with the one in the background, but it's not. Okay, we're going to come up here. We're going to take those off. We're going to scooch it over on the panel erector. We're going to have the lift go up and attach the panel bar to the panel. Looks like we have a center position that we attach, and then certainly we're going to have side additions. Actually, this is an interesting process. Let's see here. We're going to clear out. Yeah. Oh, man. Okay, we went to this camera, I guess. Didn't get to see the rest of the attachment process. That's okay. Plenty more panels to go. Okay, so Starfactory, this area is being modified to connect to the Gigabay. We saw them tear a bunch of stuff off. You can see a bunch of scaffolding in there. You can see the bones of the building. But this is actually, there was a big window going through here. So exactly why are they working in this area is curious to me. I guess we will see the method to their madness as they continue on. It's actually around the curve of the building. On the left-hand side, do you see how the building's curved? That's actually cool. Looking into the Starfactory, there's Ship's 42's Nosecone. Got some respectable-looking tiles on there. It's not bad. There's Ship 48 and Ship 41's Nosecones and flaps there, the forward flaps. Also looking quite nice. All the way up to 41. There's 48. Now, see, we're keeping track of these, and we sort of like name them in the order they appear. So when we say it's Ship 48, a lot of times we haven't seen a label that says that. It's just like, there's the next Nosecone in the line. That looks like it would, if they're keeping track, looks like it would be 48. Ship 41's Nosecone detail on the back of the flap there. Why does that look like a root of the flap? That's interesting. What am I looking at? Oh, that's like some modern art right there. That's the framing of the window and then the tiles behind it. Nice. And there's another side of it. Look how they've got those big like chain come-along sort of things. I guess to keep them in position. Maybe they're not hooked up to a hydraulics or something like that yet. Or the electric motors, I guess. Ship 45's Nosecone in the background there. You can see the pins up at the top, and you can see the ones at the bottom. Oh, and recent news, if you are a collector of collectible pins, we released a cool SpaceX Starship-themed pin display that's built. I designed it. I designed it myself. I built it. We 3D printed the parts and stuff. But it is features, I guess, sort of 3 tile pin clip things. They're magnets, but it's the same sort of way that the SpaceX tiles attach to the starships, and we have a full set of like 14 collectible pins with all the launches that have happened so far. That's over on the shop.nsp5. I think we only have like 10 or 20 of those left. We sold out most of them, but anyways, if you're a pin collector, we let the members buy it first. The members bought most of them, then we had a few left over that we made available to the public. So here's the big deal. Back in Mega Bay 2, there is ship 40. And it's not ship 39, that's ship 40 back there. But this looks like a fantastic tiling project. I tell you, those guys down in the Rio Grande Valley really know their tile because it's looking good, honestly. You could put this on Better Homes and Gardens. It's like a new backsplash for the kitchen or something like that. But the shiny bits, it's interesting to me. Like you see some parts that aren't as shiny around the border there where it hasn't been quite finished. And then the different sizes really tie the tiles together, tie the ship together, I guess. You can see the smaller tiles there on the band and then the larger tiles. Gosh, I almost just want to go back to that. You know something? I bet you we end up with a tile thumbnail on this one because that looks really nice. Anyways, there's a Cryo stand, and it's got those thrust rams sticking out the top. Remember, 6 thrust rams, 3 for the Raptor vacuums, 3 for the sea level Raptors. Scooting along the road here. If I had to guess, this is going towards Massey's. Then a static fire stand Purge. What are you going to see, a cloud? Oh, down low. Look at that. They're like blowing that thing out. I guess back in the car days, you'd say blow the carbon out, but they're hopefully not blowing carbon out of there. Maybe blowing FOD or things, humidity, just blowing stuff out to prepare that for its work. But folks, hey, keeping up with what's going on, I'm watching our 24/7, actually 24/10 coverage of Artemis going around the moon, but I've got Starbase Live up every now and then, seeing what's going on there. Big congratulations, by the way, to the folks on the way around the moon, the Artemis 2 mission. Look forward to a safe return for them. For now, that's Starbase Summary. Artemis 2 paving the way for starships that are going to be the heavy lift out to the moon in the future, and the landers. We'll see how that turns out. But appreciate y'all watching. Thank you so much, and we will see you nerds later.